Hey folks, my name is Pravus and welcome to more Plague Inc. Evolved custom scenarios. Been a while, I know, but we are finally getting around to a scenario that I honestly probably should have done a lot sooner. I have been watching this scenario sitting toward the top of the charts for a while now thinking, do I really want to do another one of these? And let's be honest, people probably want it, so we're gonna give it a go. A Voice That Soothes Me by Aleph. Yep, this is another Lobotomy Corporation-themed scenario, maybe a bit of Libraries of Ruina, I don't know. All that stuff by the developer Project Moon, the kind of games that have really rabid fan bases. And I am not an expert in these games, not even a little bit, so it's always dangerous for me to just jump into it, but people liked the last one, so here we are. We're gonna give this one a go. Humanity has suffered for millennia, and their societies do not ever get better. Their villages, their towns, their cities, and their megacities are wrought with endless choking suffering that no one seeks to fix. No one, of course, but the Voice, a disembodied voice from a different realm that speaks to people who have found themselves at their lowest point, looks upon Earth. She is fond of them, only wanting to help and soothe them in her own twisted way. Will the Voice soothe humanity, or will they find a way to expel her from their minds? This scenario has a lot of pop-ups. No autopiloting. I'm looking at you. Okay. All right. So here's the thing, okay? In the last scenario I did with Carmen's Embrace, it has so many pop-ups, okay? If that happens again, I'm just telling you right now, I'm not going to sit here and read for 20 minutes. I'm not doing it. I know there's a lot of lore in these games. I'm not doing it. But I will try to give it a good fair shake. We'll see what ends up happening with that. Please, for the love of God, do not evolve multiple win con traits at once. Also, some countries have received a level of modification. Saudi Arabia no longer has an airport. Lol, you monster. All right. Scenario has lore. There are 3 different win conditions. I mostly want to kind of find those as we go, so here we go. Praise Pravus. Speaking of Praise Pravus, before we continue, a quick message. If you've been following this channel's Plague Inc. content for a while, you know we have something of a cult following here, literally. And for cult followings, we of course have cult-themed merch. Feast your eyes upon the Crimson Convocation, the very culty, prophecy-themed desk mat created by our friends over at Epic Desk. Let me tell ya, this thing is nice. I didn't used to be a believer in desk mats until Epic Desk provided a sample for me, and this thing is so good. It's smooth, it's durable, it's well-crafted, and built to last. Not to mention the obvious, this art is amazing! No AI whatsoever, created by a real people for real people. Now here's the way this works. This mat is only available until September 20th, at which point it will be gone forever, never to return, and it will always be the desk mat that got away. So while you still can, go to epicdesk.shop/collections/Pravus, or click on the link in the description down below and grab one today, while they're still hot. Because man, when these things are gone, you're gonna regret it. Exciting stuff, am I right? Anyway, looks like we're playing with a Neurax worm, ATP boost Tarminous Oxide Herbophile for the heck of it, and Symptostasis. We'll give it a shot. I'll play on Brutal, why not? The Voice! Sorrow, oh sorrow. Man has suffered for far too long. If no one will try to make things right, then it will be I who shall fix their sorrow. Why do you have to fix anything is my question, huh? You know, there are a lot of people with messed up lives around me. I don't feel compelled to fix any of them. That's not true, but I am a little bit heartless in that sense, I suppose. Don't doubt my abilities. The other old ones shall not doubt me after this. I will show them my mercy for humanity. Okay, so Saudi Arabia has no airport, which means that it's not a viable starting location. It's probably going to end up being like China, to be honest. China might be my better bet since I do have Herbophile, so we'll give that one a go and see what happens. Transmissions. Okay, we got custom stuff across the board here. This is exciting. Honeyed whispers. The voice whispers to people in a honeyed tone to win them over and let herself into their mind uninhibited. Is this possession? Are we sure that this isn't a demon? She might be. Dream manipulation. The voice manifests herself within the dreams of suffering humans and sways them with her soft words. Oh boy. Devotion. Some people begin to devote themselves to the voice. This leads to the formation of a pseudo-cult. I'm a big fan of that arrangement. Birds. Hijack the weak minds of avians. Pigeons. Not exactly known for having very good brain power, so fair enough. Word of mouth. Hushed words of the voice to others, increasing awareness. And fish. The minds of fish are completely destroyed. Do they even really have minds? I feel like they just have raw instinct and not much else. A voice that soothes me. Begin speaking, hoping to gain their favor. Let's just go ahead and see what happens with that. That's only 1 DNA. We get bodily tremors. Due to the voice's influence, people she speaks to experience microtremors. Is that excitement? Is it nerves? Is it seizures? We don't know. Paranoia. Those who hear the voice experience moderate paranoia that persists even when they are in environments that once comforted them. If someone was just speaking in my head, I'd feel a little paranoid too. So I'm kind of inclined to go down that route and just sort of see what happens. I hope this doesn't end up being a scenario where like it's basically the normal Neurax worm, but it's just recolored and rearranged with like this 1 extra starter. We're going to find out. I think not, though. It looks like it actually does have something going on. Abilities, we have drug resistance, and of course we have distortion. The human corpus is completely insufficient to sustain itself. Why, I shall just remake the entire structure. Unlock a new win condition. So basically, we don't try to alleviate the humans. We just say, screw it, they suck, start over from scratch. Which, hey, that makes sense to me. This is rural instead of normal, like, bird-land transmission here. Water transmission, we want to go for word of mouth in the urban environments, I believe. Poor isn't going to help me here. We could go for dream manipulation, since that does kind of affect a lot of different things. All environments are good. Breaking news, the reunited States of America are still recovering after the conclusion of the Civil War only 3 months ago. Oh, good. What is this, some sort of, American rework mod for Hearts of Iron 4? I love those. Insider information says they're no longer traveling to Egypt by boat and a multitude more by plane. No longer traveling to Egypt by boat? Is that a separate thing? I'm going to assume that people traveling to Egypt by boat is no longer a thing, is unrelated to the reunited states. Otherwise, that would be a very weird connection to me. Ancient scriptures found. What kind? There's no time to addle. Well, they seem to detail an ancient religion following some disembodied voice. Looks like a cult more than anything. You know, I would like to say this is an allegory for me, the disembodied voice. Problem is, I just showed you something that shows I'm not actually disembodied, so that doesn't mean anything anymore, does it? Miss, don't let this reach the public eye. Got it? Yes, miss. Good. Fashion. I just love a good old-fashioned cover-up. All right, it makes me feel really good. Poor things, wealthy and urban. Let's go for the wealthy and urban with devotion. So it turns out it did get out. She failed to clamp down on it. I'm gonna go ahead and toss on some paranoia. Let's see what happens here. We do have some insomnia, good for research speed and stuff like that. Also intrusive thoughts. I would argue all of them are intrusive, but that's okay. Under the influence of the voice, the embrace suffer from constant intrusive thoughts, increasing infectivity, only by a tiny margin though. So I'm not really that enticed by it. That was a normal pop-up, by the way. It was pylons, so don't yell at me. Cave paintings discovered by archaeologists. Somewhere in Africa, a group of archaeologists believes a series of cave paintings, which depict an abstract scene of people looking up at some sort of sun or light rays. Some are kneeling, some really looking. They pledge to research it further. I mean, it's just good old-fashioned cave paintings. Is it really that big of a deal? I'd argue probably not, but fine, I'm not an archaeologist in need of funding. I'm sorry, but who are you? My name is Valerie. I'm seizing this site and the surrounding lands, effective immediately. I'm with the American Government Department of Extra-Dimensional Affairs. Can always trust the United States government to come along and do the right thing in other places of the world, right? Oh, there's no need for... No name any normal human should concern themselves with. You won't be needing that memory anymore. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, good, we're just men in blacking them. Okay. Well, we just give them a little flash, and now they have amnesia. Problem solved. You know, a bullet is probably cheaper. I mean, I'm not saying for ethical reasons that's the better way to go, but why complicate things? If you're just going to wipe this guy completely and destroy his life, you might as well actually just destroy his life instead of having some sort of weird technology. That's all I'm saying, okay? That's all I'm saying. It's not, just shut up. It's fine. It's fine. All right, I'm trying to be really good about some of the pop-ups. They haven't been as intrusive so far. The last time we did one of these scenarios, good God, I had like, what was it, 12 pop-ups in a row before I could even start? It was insane. This is not as ridiculous. I can live with what we've got so far, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and pick up that insomnia. That could also lead to transference. Good in urban environments, nice. Does add a little bit of lethality, though. Embrace people attempt to transfer the knowledge of the voice to others. How do they try to... How exactly are they spreading that voice to others in a way that could be lethal? That's my question. What are they doing? I'm now very suspicious of that transference, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and grab some drug resistance level 1 and level 2 while it's nice and cheap right now. Information suppression. Instead of having like actual like cure reset, we have information. That's kind of cool. Abstract shift. The voice shifts herself into a more abstract state of being. More work needed to develop a cure, and then there is a drug resistance level 3 if and we so desired, which I do not. Could go for cognitive dysfunction. Let's just go ahead and grab the bodily tremors. Why not? Stress. Those spoken to by the voice may experience stress in spite of accompanying words, increasing severity. I don't really benefit that much from more severity right now. I mean, a little bit wouldn't be bad. I'll grab some hallucinations. Compulsion could be a thing. Feel a strong compulsion to act upon their intrusive thoughts. That is the thing about intrusive thoughts. As long as they stay intrusive, it's really not that big of a deal, right? You know, and you're just like, oh, that was a weird thought. Okay, discard. And then you just like stop. You can't stop thinking about it. And you're like, but what if I did this thing? And then that's when you get in trouble. So thank you for that, weird voice, who I think I know who you are, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and have more people devote themselves to the voice, believing she will set them free. Free from what? Who knows? Indoctrination! Believers of the voice begin to indoctrinate the uninitiated and attempt to save them too. Increasing infectivity. So basically we're just like really dumping on wealthy urban areas. Europe and the reunited States of America are screwed. By the way, this is called RSOA. We should actually check here. Are there a few other places that are reworked? Anything here that seems unusual? No, it looks like it's mostly just the United States. Well, reunited States, whatever. You get the point. That appears to be the only nation that has been impacted. There might be some demographic changes as well and stuff. I mean, the fact that like Saudi Arabia doesn't have an airport is surprisingly kind of important, but there we go. We'll grab the compulsion that can lead to pseudo-schizophrenia. A form of schizophrenia arises in the embrace. They begin to view any non-embraced as monsters or otherwise threatening creatures. Yet lethality does not go up. Sharing by embracing people, lethal. Seeing people as literal monsters, not lethal. Sure, whatever, it's fine. We really need to be getting fish level 2, by the way. I'm just not getting out of China very well. That's part of the thing. Like, I'm looking at this, and we're not spreading very well in a lot of these countries. My stats should be relatively good, but I'm only geared for the wealthy and urban areas. Everything else does not seem to matter. I'm really probably going to need this rural spread, but let's see what happens here. I'm going to go for the honeyed whispers for the poor environment. Mind Hauler comes up. The voice is able to invade people's minds without needing to subdue their psyche first, increasing infectivity of all environments and increases cure requirements. You know, one thing I kind of appreciate about this scenario is, unlike the last one, which was so lore-heavy that you kind of had to know everything about Lobotomy Corporation and Libraries of Ruina and stuff like that to really get any of it. So far, while this is probably pretty deeply tied to a lot of the lore, I feel like I'm following along more or less fine with the abstract of the scenario without having to have all that prior knowledge, which is good, you know? That makes me think that maybe the author took some of the feedback I gave in that last scenario, who was not written by the same person, but like may have actually listened to some of that feedback and took that into account, and I'm appreciating that quite a lot. A sun is not necessarily as warm as it is bright. Miss, what do you mean by that? Oh, Felicia, I didn't know you were in here. I just sometimes have random, I guess, I don't know, epitomes or something? Epiphanies, not epitomes, epiphanies. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. Obsessive behavior. The embrace feel a form of OCD, where they act upon intrusive obsessive compulsions that are unique to them and their situation, can be lethal. Calm. Those embraced by the voice fall into a deep sense of peace. Do we really want peace, though, is my question. Is peace really an option, or do we want to just, like, freaking go for it? It's an old phrase, Felicia. Have you met a person who hasn't been as nice as they first presented? Yes, miss. There. That is what it means. It's also called do not judge a book by its cover. Sometimes that means don't judge people harshly. Other times it means don't judge them nicely, because they might actually be really mean people. Sometimes I hear the voice. She speaks to me in that same tone that she does with everyone else. The only difference is that she doesn't have the same effect on me. Must I really continue all the same? Sure. I mean, like, first off, how do you know? How do you know that she speaks the same way? It's all in your own head, right? So you have no way of actually testing this. This is just an assumption. So far, I've managed to keep her away from Felicia, but I'm not sure how much longer these anti-mimetic and anti-cognitohazardous drugs are going to work for. Will this nightmare ever end? See, I recognize that. Those are terminologies I recognize from the games. Let's not go for peace. Let's go for obsessive behavior and cognitive dysfunction leading to cognitive dissonance. Yes. Lots of lethality, lots of infectivity. This is good. We're going to start having some serious anarchy firing off over here in places like China. I'm still really concerned about our ability to get around. Never mind. There we go. Finally. I was wondering, it's a Nurex worm. Where on earth is my Trojan plane? But there it is. We found it. All right, we're going to go ahead and grab a couple levels of that. Could I also go for incomprehensible being? The voice is being situated in a realm far removed from mankind's own increased mutation chance. That's okay, but not a big deal. Manifestation, her true form within the minds of the embraced unlock a different win condition. Yeah, I mean, like, but which ones do I really want? Let's go to Madagascar, because that port is closed, and we already know that we're going to miss that one, so let's just try to hit up some of these islands. But now, as long as we can actually start, like, infecting and killing around in Europe and Asia and the US and stuff like that, we should be more or less okay. It might be slow getting around in places like Africa, but we'll be all right. Notice, by the way, there was no cold or heat resistance, so that's another thing I guess I do have to be a little bit concerned about. I'm guessing this is a win condition right here, and if I pop this button, it'll happen. So maybe, just maybe, it would mutate for free. I guess we'll find out. Let's go ahead and grab manifestations. Yep, sure enough. In awe of the abstract, those embraced by the voice become capable of viewing her true, conceptual form, and are so awed that their mind is completely annihilated. A win condition. Well, that just sounds like a Cthulhu monster. Is this Lovecraftian all of a sudden? Sure, why not? I mean, your poor feeble brains can barely comprehend the horrors that you have witnessed, you know, that kind of thing. That's very Lovecraft. Does she have a tentacle-y face? That's all I need to know, okay? That seems to be like going around these days. I didn't, by the way, maybe I'm wrong on this, but didn't like Lovecrafty kind of stuff start hitting public domain pretty recently? I feel like there's like recently been a big uptick of things that are not like explicitly Lovecraft, but clearly very Lovecraftian, and no one's been sued, as far as I know. So I mean, like, it's sort of been fine. I don't know, maybe. Let's go ahead and grab Incomprehensible Being. I just wanted to see if that was going to unlock something. I don't know where the third level comes for this, but it's fine. We'll go ahead and grab some Abstract Shift. I've got plenty of DNA. Like, this is not the issue. We might as well see what happens if I go down these other routes. We'll pick up some Stress on Influence Aura. All right, the voice can directly access a non-embraced person's mind instantly without having to break in. Sounds to me like she does break in, but that's okay. Agreeable, sure. Submission. Oh, this is going to lead to, yeah, mental dominance. The voice completely dominates the minds of those she already has embraced. So if you infect the world, you win. So the classic worship the worm scenario. Got it. Let's go to Morocco. Morocco seems to be struggling. Algeria and Central Africa also, but I'm hoping that never mind. There we go. We're fine. I was hoping that if we just got around a little bit more in some of the neighboring countries, it would eventually just kind of solve itself. So at this point, like, we don't have to do anything. We could just go ahead and pick one of these and go, but it looks like the game just chose in awe of the abstract for me. By the way, if you were really worried about having multiple end conditions all at once, maybe you shouldn't have made them have mutation options. Just saying. Sure, we'll grab some coercion. That's fine. I'll grab some suppression. I'll grab some abstract shifts and stuff. We'll just slow down the cure. I got plenty of DNA going around. Let's go ahead and just launch a plane in places like West Africa. We're just going to speed this up. So there were pop-ups. Not too many pop-ups. So I'm glad I didn't have to go through on my threat to just not actually listen to any of those. I'm kind of wondering if there were supposed to be more. Because I feel like, oh, never mind. There we go. I was going to say, I feel like we're kind of getting to the end here and I don't have a lot of resolution, but maybe we're about to have that. I would rather you be mind-controlled than dead, Felicia. You are the only one I trust myself to feel for. Why has the Father cursed me so? Why must it be me? If the voice is so powerful, then free me too! Free me from this torment! Okay, so this is where he's about to commit seppuku, or something. I don't know. I don't know, man. Oh, I see. Man was not as durable as I thought. They were not able to withstand my true appearance. Well, Carmen, you know, everyone's allowed to make one or two mistakes. I mean, sure, you may have, like, killed the entire population of the planet, but you'll learn for the future, right? Just wait a few billion years or whatever, we'll probably have some new species take over the planet, if it even exists. 561 days, 21% cure progress, 44,940 points, and 2 stars. Overall, yeah, it's a pretty good scenario. For me, it's not nearly as... For me, it's just not as heavy-handed, and I appreciate that. I think the big-time fanboys of the Lobotomy Corporation would probably have liked a bit more out of this scenario to kind of keep selling that point and hitting home, but for me at least, this felt just abstract enough that I could kind of enjoy it for what it was, and if you get the references, you get the references, and to me that's a good thing. So I actually like this scenario better, believe it or not. I liked it better because I didn't have to challenge myself and start recounting lore that I don't actually remember. That's how you get yelled at on the internet, but I managed to avoid that, so we're good to go. Thank you for that. All right, well, thank you all very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed, and don't forget, of course, about the Pravus desk mats. If you want to be a true member of the cult and join the Crimson Convocation, then you'll probably want to pick one of those up. Go to epicdesk.shop/collections/Pravus by September 20th. In the meantime, for the video, I'll ask you to hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.